very, very difficult to hit it.
Yes, he did. And the tag applied, chased that breaking ball down and away.
If you watch batting practice and they're laying it right in there for him, and you watch where the balls are sprayed all over the field, you still see probably 6 out of 10 probably end up as hits in BP. And now you have a big league pitcher throwing it farther and harder. And the ratio goes down real quick, even when they know what's coming.
But you know what we always say, Earl? The further you get away from home plate, the easier it is.
Oh, right. No, I wasn't. I know how hard it is.
And so I could see what's going on. You could see what's going on and what will happen. But then they might even know what's happening and just get caught up in the moment.
But plenty of times we're sitting with fans and we're sitting there saying, this is what he's going to do. And you're like, well, if you know, the hitter must know, so why can't he hit it? And it's just really hard to do.
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 on Darwin Barney, who is 1 for 4 tonight and 5 for his last 47. A young man is a rookie, perhaps just hitting the wall, playing more baseball than he ever has before. Minor league season's wrapping up about now.
Mike Quaddy said that, says he needs to eat more, that he works all day long, plays all day long, but he gets worn down. And you could see that the bat speed isn't what it was the last time we had the Cubs. It's really leaking with that front shoulder, seeing the top hand coming off the bat prematurely. And the opposition knows it also, Earl, and that's why he's getting those fastballs in.
And you not only get tired physically, you get tired mentally.
You bet.
The mental grind of concentrating this long into the season through the heat. And sometimes what you have to convince yourself is, even though I feel tired, I don't have to do more, because it makes it worse. Because when you try to do more, it gets all your timing out of sequence, your body movements out of sequence. You start looking for energy in the wrong parts of your body, and then your mechanics are off and you start missing the ball.
Little looper to shallow left field, and it looked like a trap, and it is. It'll be a base hit for Barney.
After throwing the inside fastballs, he throws a breaking ball away that gets hit off the end. Jason comes in, makes a nice try, and one hops this ball. Umpires all over that play. Joe West has his crew really hustling tonight.
And a pinch hitter for the Cubs. Aramis Ramirez comes off the bench, had the 2-run single that won the game for the Cubs yesterday, and after a dismal first half, putting up big numbers here in the second half of the season. Up to 89 RBIs as Dan Worthen, the pitching coach for the Mets, is on his way out to the mound to talk to Manny Acosta. ESPN's Wednesday Night Baseball, and the hunt for October continues. It's a doubleheader at 7 Eastern. The Texas Rangers look to hold on to their lead in the American League West as they host the Cleveland Indians. And then at 10 Eastern, the Yankees continue their West Coast trip in Seattle as they take on the Mariners. ESPN's Wednesday Night Baseball also available online at ESPN3.com. The Rangers 2.5 up on the Angels. Texas beat Oakland earlier today. The Angels lost to the Yankees. Boston lost to Tampa Bay, so the Yankees now have a 3.5 game lead on the Red Sox, who in turn are only 3.5 up on the Rays. Here's Ramirez with a runner at first, 1 out, 4-4 tie in the top of the 10th. And way up in the air on the infield. David Wright wants it. 2 down.
Somebody on the Mets bench yelled, "Home run in a test tube."
Kind of an unsatisfying night for Ramirez. You sit for 4 hours, come up in extra innings as a pinch hitter, swing at the first pitch, and hit it 3 miles up in the air.
It's one of the ways that scouts grade power in the minor leagues and in the high school games and college games, when they only get one look at a hitter during a day. If they can hit it that high, that means they have the bat speed to hit it for home runs. They just got to square it up.
There's Giovanni Soto coming up as a pinch hitter in the pitcher spot.
Darwin Barney has 8 stolen bases this year. He's been caught stealing twice, and that means most of his steals are by surprise.
Not going, and a breaking ball in for a strike.
You pay attention, you make sure he doesn't get a walking lead as he's adjusting himself as he moves off the base. As a pitcher, you hold the ball until he comes settled. You make sure the distance between first base and he is not too great, and then you deliver the ball home quickly so he doesn't get a good jump. Settled, now you can go.
The 2-1. And a foul off by Soto, 2-2. Sports Center follows the game tonight here on ESPN. Look at all the ceremonies around the country on September the 11th at Major League Baseball stadiums. First full day of action in the NFL, the women's final at the U.S. Open as well. All kinds of things going on in the world of sports. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count on Soto as Barney dives back in. Quite a conversation over there, Barney and Duda. They've been talking for about 2 minutes straight ever since he got there.
I don't know about Duda, but I know Barney can talk.
Maybe Duda can listen. 3-2.
Barney could end up there with like a Sean Casey. He's one of those guys who can really let it rip.
He loves being around in uniform, being around the guys, talking baseball, playing baseball. And you see that Lucas Duda is holding him on here, even though it's 3-2, 2 outs, which is a good defensive play. He doesn't want him to get that extra step in case the ball's hit in the gap. So they're going to keep him close. Doesn't score on a double.
Fouled back, and we'll do it all over again. So if Barney has anything left unsaid to do, he'll get another chance to finish up the conversation.
Darwin Barney, part of Oregon State's back-to-back College World Championships. And I got to spend a lot of time with him at the College World Series. That's why I know he likes to talk. But I'll tell you what, it's not babble. He's very intelligent, very articulate. I think our base mic's getting him.
Yeah.
You just tagged.
There he goes again. On the appeal, he didn't go, and it's ball 4. Soto draws the walk. 2 on, 2 out, and that'll get Starlin Castro to the plate. Let's go down to field level now with Pedro Gomez.
Guys, you guys were talking about the mental part of the game and how trying it is over the season. I was talking before the game, Alfonso Soriano was telling Castro that exact same thing, that you've played more games this year than you've ever played. Physically, you're 21, you're in great shape. It's not the physical part that's going to wear you down, it's the mental part. And Castro definitely knows what Soriano was talking about. He was in agreement telling him how exhausting the season has been. Guys?
All right, Pedro, thank you. Here is Castro with a chance to give the Cubs the lead. And he lays off high, ball 1.
Such a talented young guy. Mike Quaddy before the game and I had a talk about the last time we saw him play, and I mentioned some of his defensive habits or possibly bad habits, and Mike agreed that he just needs to focus more, but has all the talent in the world.
Bobby, baseball question, inside baseball question. You're the home team here. Do you play your outfield in to throw the guy out at the plate with 2 outs, or do you play him back? And because 1 run to me is as bad as 2 runs.
Yeah, I
They're
think
playing pretty deep.
I think they're respecting Castro's ability to drive the ball over their head. But, you know, with 2 outs, I definitely bring in the off outfielder on the right side to have him throw the guy out at home if, in fact, there's a base hit to right. And even with 2 strikes, I might bring everyone in. But Jason Bay is really deep.
He's really deep in left field for me. The ball that started the inning that dropped in also was because of his depth.
But you see that little spot there at his feet that's worn out?
Yeah.
Huh?
He don't move to it very often.
That's because that's where
It's
he
a
likes
little
to
brown.
play.
The grounds crew can't even keep it green.
Yeah, there.
So he's shading him to right now?
Well, he's just a little off of his spot.
Up the middle. Diving stop. Reyes out at second. Terrific play by Reyes. And we will see him bat at the bottom of the 10th. The Mets will come up again, needing 1 run to win it after this terrific defensive play by Jose Reyes.
Moving across the country has been great for me. I don't know if I could say the same for my parents. It's the worst thing that's ever happened to them. I'm just pretty much killing it out here. They say they're happy. I mean, what do you think they do every day without me there? Are they eating? They must really miss me. I'm their only child, except for my sister.
Venza from Toyota.
The Bistro at Courtyard. Refreshing new options, same refreshing value. Courtyard, it's a new stay.
Inventors, do you have an idea for an invention or new product? InventHelp can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. InventHelp is America's largest invention company with sales offices in over 50 cities nationwide. Call today for free information.
Hi, Linda Cohn, John Anderson, and Herm Edwards getting ready to talk about the Cowboys' implosion.
And you'll explain to us how you're up 11, 9 minutes left, going in for 7 more, but you can lose a football game?
How about them Cowboys? We're going to talk about it. And lots more.
What's the key there? Give the folks a taste.
It's real simple. You can't turn the ball over in the last 9 minutes of a football game. Generally, if you do that, you don't win.
It's called ball security. We're here, hour and a half, Sports Center, Boomer, TJ, the Blitz, and Herm, full size after the game.
Back here at Citi Field. It's the Cubs and Mets tied at 4 as we go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Sunday night baseball, which just moments ago became Monday morning baseball here on the East Coast. It is now the 12th of September here on the East Coast. Some changes for the Cubs. Aramis Ramirez will stay in the game after pinch hitting. He will play third base. Giovanni Soto will remain in the game and catch. And the new pitcher for the Cubs is left-hander James Russell.
James Russell, whose father was a big leaguer and has made an impact here with the Cubs. Opponent's VA at 276, a little high for his liking.
Josh Tolley leads it off. Lefty against lefty, good breaking ball for his strike. Up the middle and into center field, a base hit to get it started. And Tolley is going to leave for a pinch runner. Chris Capuano, a pitcher, is coming on to run.
The rosters are expanded when you get to September with the 40-man roster eligibility. But they still go to Chris Capuano.
And they had Valentino Pascucci on the on-deck circle. He was called back, so that would indicate that this is a bunting situation because Pascucci's a long ball hitter. There's Valentino.
A guy you were
15.
hoping to see.
You
were hoping all night to see Pascucci.
I want to hear that name by you guys pronounced all night long.
Valentino played for me in Japan as a 24-year-old, had a very nice year. He was a pitcher in college, still learning to hit, has very good powers, put up very good numbers in the minor leagues the last 4 years.
Here's Nikias. Squares to bunt, gets it down, and gets the job done. Didn't get it directly down onto the grass, but eventually got it down.
It's the right distance, wrong height.
Yeah.
The problem with that is the runner has to make sure it's still going to drop when you see that angle off the bat. But the job is done, and the high fives are being issued.
And the pitcher is the runner who did get a pretty good jump. Pitcher pinch runner. But Capuano is tonight.
We had two candidates for the hero, Bobby, back when we were predicting.
That's what you said. And this is one of them.
David Wright, Jose Reyes. And this one's not going to get a chance to swing the bat.
And he's not going to get an opportunity.
Unless he can reach it. He's right on the plate. Make a mistake.
You could flick it out there to right field.
There's ball 3.
I like when a hitter's ready to hit an intentional walk, because some pitchers do make mistakes, and it's just like batting practice.
When they're up there being very nonchalant, you don't have to go for the wide one. You can really just barely throw it outside because they're kind of in the back of the batter's box. The bat's on their shoulder, leaning back.
So Ruben Tejada will be the batter, but not before a pitching change, as Mike Quanti is on his way out to the mound. He wants the right-hander Ramon Ortiz on his way into the game.
I read an article, well, I read the majority of an article online about how older people are becoming more and more antisocial. So I was really aggressive with my parents about joining Facebook. My parents are up to 19 friends now. I have 687 friends. This is living. What? That is not a real puppy. That's too small to be a real puppy.
Venza from Toyota.
The Go Board. Information you need, freedom to get going. At a value that's simply refreshing. Courtyard. It's a new stay.
Inventors, do you have an idea for an invention or new product? InventHelp can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. InventHelp is America's largest invention company with sales offices in over 50 cities nationwide. Call today for free information.
Bottom of the 10th, tied at 4. Dan Schulman, Bobby Valentine, Orel Hershiser, Pedro Gomez, and Buster Olney with you here at Citi Field. The Mets have runners at first and second with one out. And the new pitcher for the Cubs is veteran right-hander Ramon Ortiz, who was a member of the Cubs rotation in the first half of the season, is now pitching out of the bullpen.
Ryan Dempster, Matt Garza, and then we'll see who else next year in the rotation.
Young Andrew Kashner is pitching in relief right now for the Cubs, and might work as a starter in the Arizona Fall League, a guy they have some very high hopes for.
See what happens with the Carlos Zambrano situation.
There's a guy the Mets have some high hopes for, Ruben Tejada. Capuano, the pinch runner, is out at second base, so the first pitch breaking ball is in for a strike to Tejada. He is 2 for 5 tonight. Capuano came on after Tolley got a base hit to begin the inning and took second on the sacrifice by Nikias, then the intentional walk to Reyes. And here's Tejada. Lays off a ball and a strike. Lucas Duda is on deck. David Wright behind him. Should it get that far one way or the other. The Mets left the bases loaded in the 9th. Left 2 men on in the 8th. They have left a dozen men on in the game. 1-2. Two and two.
You know, it's funny, Earl, but a lot of times in spring training, pitchers don't have much to do. So one of the things they have to do in their routines, go and run the bases, figure out what you're going to do when you get on. Chris Capuanos have been in a lot of spring trainings, and I don't think anybody ever taught him to take a secondary lead like this.
Ortiz knocks it down, picks it up, and fires to first to get the out. 2 down as the runners advance.
He had the old short steps going, getting his secondary lead. He's still getting his legs loose. And they're going to give your boy a chance and walk Lucas to get to David Wright and let him be a hero just like you predicted.
I hope so.
Yeah.
They are.
Wow.
Surprised, I guess.
I'm a little surprised.
Bobby?
Well, you go to right arm right, and Wright's not right tonight.
Wait a minute. Start that sentence again.
See, right here, this is right arm left. See? So what they're going to do is go right arm right because Wright's not right tonight.
Okay. It's pretty late in the evening for you to be
it's the beginning of who's on
like
first.
Yeah.
Where's Abbott and where's Costello? I thought we were doing Jekyll and Hyde tonight.
Kind of like that.
Four for 13 a lifetime against Ortiz. Wright hit into a fielder's choice with 2 men on and nobody out in the 9th inning. He is 0 for 4 with a walk overall tonight. Well, on a night when the game began on September the 11th, it is now the 12th here in New York. If you were a Met fan and you had to pick one guy who it would be fitting to win the game, this is probably the guy that most Met fans would pick. Bases loaded, 2 outs. David Wright trying to win it for the Mets right here. Right over the outside corner for a strike.
I expected him to take that pitch because he made the out the last time in the key situation on the first pitch. Hitters have a tendency to do the opposite after an out.
Pops it up in a shallow left center. And the basket catch made by LaHair running in to retire Wright as the Mets leave the bases loaded again. And we'll go to the 11th.
After college, I moved back in with my parents. I was worried about them, you know? I mean, for instance, my mom went to bed tonight before making my dinner, which is fine. I mean, I know how to make dinner. It just starts to make you wonder, is this what happens when you age? My friends used to say I was the lucky one. I had the fun parents. Where's the fun now? Night, guys.
Venza from Toyota.
I'm starving.
Yeah, what's taking Dad so long?
Arr! Gets fried clams from Captain Schooner.
Ew.
We need an upgrade.
Yay!
Everybody loves an upgrade, so upgrade your life with Mediacom Online and connect all your devices to the speed you need, from casual browsers to power users. Special pricing starts as low as $9.95 a month for a year.
Upgrade your life.
Call 1-877-822-2253.
Have you asked your parents or grandparents how they met? In a bar, at work, through friends? We saw each other and made a wonderful connection. Now, imagine making a connection with one of 7.5 million active users. That's Cupid.com. Take a minute right now to join. It's free, and install our app on your Facebook page. Now you can make an even better connection with the people that you're meeting on Cupid.com. Are you looking for love? It all starts with dating, and now dating is even easier when you do it online with Cupid.com.
As we go to the 11th and a 4-4 tie, changes for the Mets as Mike Nickias stays in the game to catch, and we have yet another new pitcher for the Mets as right-hander.
You know the feeling. It starts when you walk inside, and boom, it's that winning feeling. This kind or this kind? Or how about this kind?
Win cash, slot play, and more in the Drop It In to Win on Saturdays in September. Win a new car or cash in the Cool Car Crazy Cash giveaway Sundays in September.
So come on, there's a world awaiting, and we'll exceed your expectations. I'll get winning.
Mid-American Energy is putting the power to achieve greater energy efficiency in our hands. Mid-American's website offers easy-to-use online tools and tips on saving energy. Simple things we can do today. Save some green with Mid-American to lower your energy bill now while preserving more energy for tomorrow. The power's in our hands with Mid-American Energy.
There's a slider. Forgot about the strike one.
After Bird, it will be LaHare and Pena, the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the Cub lineup. There's a sinker.
Well, actually, he throws both fastballs, the 92 to 94, the sinker and the four-seamer. He's got a curveball, slider, and a change.
Give some love to Dave Swanson, who does such a great job providing us with what all the pitchers have. Former minor league pitcher himself, now working on our crew.
And he does a great job interviewing all the pitching coaches and taking care of the stuff chart.
The stuff chart.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff this guy have? Fastball, slider, curveball, change.
Two-seamer and four-seamer.
Both fastballs. Yes. That's what stuff is.
Walked him on 4 pitches. Now LaHare comes up 2 for 3. He's got a couple of doubles tonight. And in 5 plate appearances tonight, LaHare has seen 37 pitches.
Needs to stay away from the hard stuff on the inner half of the plate. He's got a pretty good swing for that pitch.
And to the mound goes Nickias to talk with Stinson. We are tied at 4 in the 11th inning between the Cubs and the Mets. And Mark Riggins may be looking for another pitcher going to the bottom half of this inning. What do the Mets have their chances the last couple of innings?
That's a if we score, it's this guy. If we don't score, it's this guy.
That's the phone call to the bullpen.
There might be 2 guys up in a minute.
Meanwhile, Stinson has yet to throw a strike. John Gobb, a September call-up, is up now for the Cubs. Good thing that both of these teams have deep bullpens and benches here in September. They have needed them.
It also might have been if we score, Ortiz is still in the game.
Into center field. Bird will make the turn. Cubs on the corners with nobody out.
I really think the phone call to the bullpen was if we score, Marmol's got the save because they're trying to build his confidence back up. And if not, we have Ortiz to go. But first and third, no outs. It's an excellent opportunity.
So first and third, nobody out. Dan Worthen to the mound. Carlos Pena will be the batter. The Cubs are hitless in their last 9 at-bats in this game with the runners in scoring position. Monday Night Football returns to ESPN tomorrow night or later on tonight if you're in the East. 2 games beginning at 7 Eastern time. The Patriots begin their season in Miami, where they will take on Brandon Marshall and the Dolphins. And then at 10:15 Eastern time, Darren McFadden leads the Raiders against Kyle Orton and the Broncos. Monday Night Football on ESPN. Here's Sunday Night Baseball, tied at 4, top of the 11th. The Cubs are threatening. First and third, nobody out. And Carlos Pena is the batter. He is 2 for 4 with a walk. 2 hits, a double, and a triple.
The infield's in, Dan. Cut the run down even with no outs.
Well, the infield's in because they can't give up the leading run. The tricky play here is if they're not going, whether or not they can turn 2. So if the runner on third holds on a hard hit ball, whether or not the infield from the infield in position and this dead pull position with Reyes on the first base side of second base, whether or not they have an opportunity of turning 2. It's not a play that's practiced in spring training, I could guarantee you. So there's really no reason for the runner on third to go on a ground ball. Normally with men on first and third, the runner will go to stay out of a double play so that they get 1 out at home and they don't turn 2. Here, I think the runner's going to stay at third because they have no chance of turning a double play.
What about tagging the runner?
That's one way.
That's about it.
And a strike. And you can hear the reaction from the fans here in New York. That's the 10th pitch thrown by Stinson, just the 2nd strike, and the first one he threw was hit into center field for a base hit. Into left center, a base hit. Bird will score to second LaHare. RBI single for Pena, and the Cubs take the lead. A walk and a couple of singles off Stinson here in the 11th inning, and the Cubs have a 5-4 lead. Still nobody out. And Pena's big night continues now. 3 for 5 with a couple of RBIs. Bobby, he hit him where they ain't. They had Reyes on the first base side of the bag, and Pena lined it right about where, might have been over Reyes' head, but he lined it right about where Reyes would have been standing.
He was standing there for a couple seconds, and then he moved over to the first base side of the bag. If Pena did that more often, he hit for a much higher average.
Now Colvin.
Really difficult to hit for a high average when you use only half of the field.
Colvin's had a good night. He's driven in 3 runs tonight for the Cubs.
Soriano's getting his helmet ready to get on deck because we need a pinch hitter. Cubs, that is.
Pitcher spot due up next. And there's Carlos Marmol, the Cubs closer, up in the bullpen.
He's fun to watch. Cardiac closer, that's for sure. But he's got some amazing stuff.
Ball 3. This has been a tough outing for Stinson.
Right at the moment of truth, he's kind of pulling out of the pitch. It's not that the velocity's down, it's the location. It's just barely off the outside corner of these left-handed hitters because he just doesn't have a lot of commitment right at the moment of truth with his body.
Just gave up the first run. He's given up as a big leaguer. This is his 6th major league appearance. He walks another. So walk, single, single walk, and Terry Collins will make the move. Ryota Igarashi on his way into the game to try to minimize the damage. The Cubs have the lead.
Moving across the country has been great for me. I don't know if I could say the same for my parents. It's the worst thing that's ever happened to them. I'm just pretty much killing it out here. They say they're happy. I mean, what do you think they do every day without me there? Are they eating? They must really miss me. I'm their only child, except for my sister.
Venza from Toyota.
Got it. Don't be the last to know. Get it faster with 4G. It's the network of possibilities. AT&T.
Thanks to the venture card from Capital One, we get double miles on every purchase. So me and the lads earned a trip to San Francisco twice as fast. We get double miles every time we use our card. I'll take these two, no matter what we're buying. And all of those? And since double miles add up fast, we can bring the whole gang. It's hard to beat double miles.
Whoa, dude. Get the venture card from Capital One and earn double miles on every purchase every day. Go to CapitalOne.com.
What's in your wallet?
The 8th Met pitcher of the night is right-hander Ryota Igarashi. We are in the top of the 11th inning. The Cubs have taken the lead 5-4, and they've got the bases loaded with nobody out against Igarashi. He gave up a run on a couple of hits yesterday, or Saturday, if you will, in the middle game of this 3-game series, making his 39th appearance of the season.
He's looking to keep the ball down. The infield will probably be in because with no outs, they want to get the runner at home. And they will look for a ground ball. Soriano, a good low ball hitter. We come up the ladder to him late in the strike. In the count, once you get a 2-strike count, if you can get there.
Now, Soriano was a young Yankee back in 2001. We talked about him a lot earlier in the telecast. Hit a big home run in Game 7 of that World Series in 2001 in Arizona. A run that looked like it might be enough to give the Yankees the World Series championship, but the Diamondbacks would rally and win it. LaHare is the runner at third. Pena is at second. He's got the big hit this inning, and Colvin is at first. Nobody out, and here's Soriano. A little bit high.
You mentioned the Yankees initially had him. Actually, he was signed by the Hiroshima Carp in Japan as a 16-year-old. He went into their training camp in the Dominican Republic, went to play in the minor leagues in Japan, and then found the loophole in his contract.
Rips the ball toward the left field corner. Fair. LaHare is in. Pena is in. Colvin stops at third. Soriano glides into second with a 2-run double. 7-4 Cubs.
So Igarashi throws him a pitch up and in. He's able to keep it fair because he has such an electric lower half of his body. So his leg comes up, and as his hands go up and he swings up, clears everything in order to get off his backside and keep that ball fair. If you don't get firm on the front side and turn so your hip opens, you'll hit that ball foul.
Darwin Barney is the batter. Second and third, nobody out. 3 runs in. Infield in for the Mets. A little bit low. A ball and a strike on Barney, who is 2 for 5 tonight.
It's just about time for another call to the bullpen, or tell Marmol if they score more than 3 runs, you're not in the game. And with these high sliders and high fastballs, it looks like there's a good chance of him scoring more than 3 runs.
The 2-1. At the knees for a strike. 2-2 on Barney. John Grable, the left-hander, was joined Marmol in the Cubs pen. The inning began with the Marlon Byrd walking. He took third on a base hit by LaHare. Carlos Pena with an RBI single. Then a Colvin a walk, loaded the bases. Then a 2-run pinch hit double by Alfonso Soriano. But his 7-4 Cubs looking for more in the top of the 11th. Colvin at third, Soriano at second. John Anderson, Linda Cohn standing by to bring you Sports Center as soon as this one is done. A look at the first day of action in the NFL. Busy Sunday around Major League Baseball. All the ceremonies marking September the 11th and the women's final in the U.S. Open here in New York as well. Just off the outside corner, a full count. Good eye by Barney. Dale Thayer is up in the Mets pen just in case. Wow. Risking life and limb for a baseball. Into left center field, and 2 more runs will come in to score. Barney with his 3rd hit of the night. It is 9-4 Cubs.
Not a real quality pitch, but a quality swing on a high ball. Once again, Barney's getting hits tonight on these pitches that are up and hitting him off the end of the bat just a little as his bat bent as he hit this ball. Didn't really get off that back foot the way he'd like to, but he was able to drive it into left center field for a 2-base, 2 RBI double.
A 5-run inning and still nobody out. Second at bat of the night for Aramis Ramirez. Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and a strike on to Ramirez, who, as we mentioned, he's one of the decisions for the Cubs in the offseason. They're locked into Soriano for a while, but Ramirez is up unless they decide to pick up the $16 million option. One of the things that the as yet to be determined new general manager of the Cubs will have to figure out in the offseason. It's going to be one of the big stories once we get into October, possibly November. Who will the general manager of the Cubs be?
They will probably name him in the first week or 2 after the World Series.
A lot of names have come up. Andrew Friedman, the GM of the Rays, Billy Beane with Oakland, among others. Let's go down to Pedro Gomez with more.
You know, guys, you're talking about the offseason with the Cubs' decision to get a general manager. A year ago, if you remember, a little over a year ago, the Arizona Diamondbacks had fired their general manager. Josh Burns, and they had hired Kevin Towers with still about 6 or 7 weeks left in the season. And what it did is it allowed Towers to fully evaluate the Diamondbacks over that 7-week period, and he was able to make some decisions based on that over the winter, one of which was trading Mark Reynolds to Baltimore, a trade that netted them Daniel Hernandez, the great setup man they've had this year, who's made a tremendous difference for them. So one of the pluses of hiring a GM in the middle of the season, as opposed to what the Cubs are doing, which is waiting until the offseason. Guys?
And it sure seems to be a job that is still coveted around Major League Baseball, even though the Cubs have struggled with the payroll they've got. And we'll see who the Cubs decide to hire to be their GM. We have another pitching change coming here at Citi Field. Dale Thayer is on his way in to become the 9th pitcher of the night for the Mets.
You know, Golick and I pretend to be fiercely competitive with each other, but at the end of the day, we look out for each other. Like, he knows I've never competed in big-time sports like he did, so he wants me to know what it's like to compete and to win. That's why he's shown me his strategy for ScoreIt.com, how I can save up to 99% on everything from iPads to big-screen TVs and gift cards. What I do is I pay a small fee every time I place a bid. Now I know what it's like to be a real competitor. Hey, look at this. I can't wait to tell Golick I won that gold coin. What are you doing?
Score.com. Enter ESPN at sign up. Get $10 worth of free bid.
Is your business growing and now you need a new and bigger building? Has your organization outgrown their facility and now it's time to expand?
Do your hobbies require the need for more space?
If you're paying rent, but now you want the advantages of owning, the prospect of financing, construction, and on-time completion may seem out of your reach. General Steel Corporation has the answer. A pre-engineered steel building from the General will not only look great and satisfy almost any need, but you'll save time and money. Our team will help you create your building and deliver it to your location. We offer design services to help you present your concept to board members, bankers, or for fundraising. And the General can even help with financing. General Steel is a name you know, with quality backed by a 50-year structural warranty. Call today and find out how easy it is to have the building you want. You may even save up to $20,000 with rebates. If you need space, you need the General.
A beautiful shot as you look past Lady Liberty toward lower Manhattan. You can see the tribute in light on the side of the World Trade Center complex. And a game that began on September the 11th. We are well into September the 12th here locally as we are playing in the 11th inning, a 9-4 lead. The Cubs have scored 5 runs here in the 11th inning. Have a runner at third with a 1 out. The infield is in. And the batter is Giovanni Soto. Dale Thayer, the 9th pitcher of the night for the Mets, was the closer at AAA Buffalo for most of the season, 21 saves. Can you have a Bronx cheer in Queens? They're just happy to see a strike thrown. This has been an ugly inning for Met relievers.
Well, you mentioned it a few times, Dan, that the Mets had their opportunities and they squandered them. When that happens, the other team usually takes advantage, eventually anyway, and the Cubs are doing it now in the 11th.
At the knees, 2-2. You saw a shot of David Wright. He was up with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th, and hit a fly ball to left field. He was up with 2 on and nobody out in the bottom of the 9th and grounded into a fielder's choice. So he had 2 great opportunities, could not come through. Fly ball to left center. Pagan will make the catch, but plenty deep enough for Barney to come in and score on the sac fly. It is 10-4. So 2 outs, nobody on. A 6-run inning now for the Cubs, and that'll bring up Starlin Castro for the 7th time tonight. Castro is 1 for 6, extending his hitting streak to 12 games. And a foul back. It's 0-2. Don't forget a doubleheader of Major League action that comes your way Wednesday night on ESPN. Cleveland at Texas, followed by the Yankees at Seattle. Some hardy souls here have stuck it out for more than 4.5 hours on what began as a very emotional night, 10-year anniversary of 9/11. Cub fans are still having fun. Let's go down to Pedro.
You know, a bunch of the Cubs are in the dugout asking me where they can grab a quick breakfast in Cincinnati at 6 a.m. because that's where they're headed from here. So, Bobby, Oral, any suggestions? I mentioned Cincinnati Skyline Chili.
They would be happy to tell you about breakfast in Cincinnati if they weren't having a midnight snack here in New York right now. Inning over. To the bottom of the 11th. 10-4 Cubs.
We are.
Got it. Don't be the last to know. Get it faster with 4G. It's the network of possibilities. AT&T.
Okay, this is it. The Built Ford Tough Sales Event. And in this corner, America's most fuel-efficient pickups. Featuring F-150 with exclusive EcoBoost technology that delivers the power and MPGs the so-called contenders can't. Plus, it's ranked highest in initial quality in its class. Now that's a 1-2 knockout punch. On F-150, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus another grand toward your trade-in on top of what it's worth.
Everyone has a dream, but sometimes your future can be a bit hard to see. That's why the principal created the Dream Catcher, a new online tool to help imagine the life you want someday in pictures. You can organize, prioritize, and plan. Then, with more than 130 years' experience, we can manage your investments to help make your dream reality. Visit dreamagain.com or ask your advisor. It's time to dream again with the Principal.
Sports Center just ahead. Linda Cohn, John Anderson, NFL Week 1, 9/11 tributes from around the league.
The Cowboys do something they've never done before, but you know what? They wish they hadn't. That's John. I'm Linda. We're waiting for you after the game.
We appreciate you sticking with us, gang. We're into the bottom of the 11th. And barring a complete collapse here, the Cubs are going to win this game. They just got 6 in the top of the 11th. Cub fans have done a better job sticking it out until the bitter end here. Lou Montañez takes over in left field for Brian LaHare. And the new pitcher for the Cubs is left-hander John Graybo.
Not a safe situation, but 55 games. He's worked an awful lot this year. Somebody that should be part of the Cubs bullpen next year.
Angel Pagan will lead it off. The Mets, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, have left a ton of men on base tonight. 15 through 10 innings. They left the bases loaded 3 times, including in the 9th and the 10th. And Pagan lifts a lazy fly ball to left. An early play for Montañez, 1 down.
If you're still here, you love baseball. Absolutely love baseball.
Or you don't have a home.
Good for them. Good for them for staying.
God bless them.
Here is Josh Satin. September call-up.
We just had a look at 2 of my passes. They're still here.
Oh, really? Yeah.
They really are. And
Good
they
for
have a
them.
home.
So we can't even say they got their money's worth.
They love
They
the
got
game.
it for free.
Are you driving them home?
No.
0-2. And a base hit. Second major league hit for Satin. Now 2 for 6 in his career. So 1 out base hit here in the bottom of the 11th, down by 6, but you got to start somewhere. Met fans still holding out hope as Jason Pridey comes up. Bobby, I don't want to get you overly excited, but your guy Pascucci's out in the on-deck circle again.
Valentino Pascucci. I don't like him because he's Italian.
I like him because I'm Italian, you would say. And where did you learn that? Tommy might still be up listening.
I would only hope that Tommy Lasorda is still up listening.
Well, we should wish him well with all of his health things.
Oh, he's doing great. He looked great. I was out with him last week.
Good.
Wow.
Crushed to deep right field. Will it stay fair? Yes, it will. A long 2-run home run for Jason Pridey. 10-6.
That's some serious power right there.
I didn't know Pridey had that kind of power. That's a fastball in that he hits into the middle of the upper deck. Very few people have gone up there.
Yeah.
When that pitch runs in and you just are turning and swinging, you hit it into the upper deck.
That's a long way.
Now Pascucci. Played for you in Japan?
Yeah, he played played in Japan, had a nice little season there. Was still learning to be a baseball player when he got there.
He was an Expo for 32 games back in 2004. Has some power. Has hit as many as 34 home runs in a season in the minor leagues. 6'6", 268.
And like I said, he was a pitcher in college, and he does have power. He can really hit the low ball. He hits them high. He has power to all fields, but in particular to center field.
Swings over top of the changeup, and the count is 1-2. Played for Italy in both World Baseball Classics. Pascucci has, as he chases away, and he's gone. 2 down.
I didn't teach him to hit that one.
So down to their final out. The Mets trailing 10-6 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 11th. It'll be Nikias. We hope you'll join us again for our final Sunday night telecast of the season. 1 week from tonight, the 18th of September, we will have the Cardinals, who are still in the hunt, just 4.5 out of a playoff spot in Philadelphia. And the Cubs will win it. They get 6 in the top of the 11th, give up a couple in the bottom half, but Carlos Pena and the Cubs all smiles as they beat the Mets 10-6 in 11 innings here at Citi Field. Tonight's Chevrolet player of the game is Carlos Pena. 3 for 5, a couple of RBIs, and just a home run shy of the cycle. A big night for Pena. The final score from Citi Field: the Cubs 10 and the Mets 6. Sports Center is coming up next here on ESPN. A fun night of baseball, also a night with a lot of emotion as we mourn the victims and pay tribute to the heroes of September 11th, 2001.
telecast is brought to you in high definition by Vizio.
He makes the catch at the pylon. He's in. Touchdown Jets. Plexico Burris.
This is SportsCenter.
Sensational season openers, late drama as the Jets down Dallas in the final minute. Plus Eli Manning and the Giants get roughed up by the Redskins.
Hand up, huge hit. Aloninato forces the ball loose from Mendenhall, and the Ravens have recovered.
Big win in Baltimore. Ravens with some playoff payback and sack the Steelers. The Rams suffer more than just a loss to the Eagles. And no Peyton Manning means major concerns for the Colts.
Newton guns it, got a wide open receiver. It is caught. Steve Smith from Cameron. Jarrell Newton.
Cam Newton's NFL debut, and the rookie looking more like a veteran, plus one-on-one with Robert Kraft, and the props he pays Peyton Manning.
Don't look my way. You're a hater, and you're just unattractive inside.
Serena sounds off on why the outburst could cost her next year's U.S. Open, and on the diamond, wildcard races heating up. SportsCenter, why wait?
Everybody's excited.
Time to play ball.
I can go out and play lights out.
We didn't help ourselves. That's embarrassing to me.
It's hard not to chuckle.
I'm not going to sit up here and huff and puff. When we won the game, that's all I care about.
Hi, thanks for watching SportsCenter along with John Anderson. I'm Linda Cohn. ESPN NFL analyst Herm Edwards is with us, of course. The official opening of the NFL season happened to fall on the 10th anniversary of September 11th. Herm was the head coach of the New York Jets 10 years ago.
And give us your thoughts on that day as you sit here a decade later.
Well, I think it was a day that we were all in shock. Now, 10 years later, I thought today you see patriotism at its high. But I think our memories need to reflect on what happened 10 years ago. It was one of those things we were in disbelief. We all were. But the American spirit always seems to glow and show. And I thought that happened today with the patriotism and the flags and the Star-Spangled Banners and all those things. And that's what's so great about being an American. America is a land of opportunity, of hopes and dreams. And that's what this country was built on. And it showed that today in all these stadiums.
As you look at the pregame ceremonies before the Jets hosted the Cowboys, and they concluded with former President George Bush there for the coin toss. Jets Cowboys both entering with high hopes again in 2011. Plexico Burris running out on the field to play in a pro football game for the first time in a long time. Jason Garrett, full-time head coach of the Pokes. Rex Ryan, Rob Ryan, the dad buddies there. That's a family photo op. Tony Romo, injured the last 10 games of last season, happy to be back in. And Des Bryant, second year for the Cowboys, out leaps Antonio Cromartie. Those Joe's cheese fries make you jump high, 7-0 Dallas. But 48 seconds to go. Second quarter, Jets down 10-zip. Mark Sanchez, play action. Time finds Dustin Keller. One more time, Herm.
Good patience by Sanchez. Dustin Keller finds a little crease back in the end zone, and Sanchez hits him with a bullet.
Jets down 3 at half.
We go to the third. Dallas up 10-7. Tony Romo looking deep for Miles Austin. And Austin and Cromartie battling for the ball in the end zone. Officials ruled it a touchdown. Herm, how'd you see it?
Well, I ruled it as a touchdown. You know, when it's even, they're going to give it to the offense. I wonder why they do that, but that's kind of a rule, all right? But the Dallas Cowboy receivers, they did a great job against the two corners of the Jets. They battled them all night and came up with some big catches.
Yeah, Cromartie's not happy. Got some tips on the sideline from Jet coaches. Cowboys up 10. Later in the third, Jets down 7. Sanchez. He's going to be picked off there by Sean Lee. And Sean Lee is going to bring it back all the way to the 1. What happened there?
Well, just kind of looked at his receiver. Sean Lee just playing a lurk position. Good hands. Intercepted it.
Yeah, Sanchez wants a do-over. Critical mistake by him. Lee makes a great play over the middle. Does the rest. Sanchez's only interception of the game. The Cowboys would score 2 plays later and lead 24-10, which made Rob Ryan and Tony Romo ecstatic.
And you would think right about now the Cowboys are feeling pretty good.